Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello everyone, this is Jyoti Sharma and welcome back to my session. So today we are going to start with class 6th, first chapter, which is Harappan civilization. So first we will understand what is a civilization. What is the meaning of civilization? So basically, civilization here means advanced stage of organization. Now, what in a sense of organization? We are talking here about the human culture, the human organization. In a sense that there will be a law, there will be a proper culture, there will be a regular way of getting food and protecting people. So this is all part of organization, human organization. And this collectively form as a civilization. So it is the advanced level. When we are talking about hunter gatherers, the primitive people, primitive human being, those time period, when we are talking about hunter gatherers, we cannot call it as a civilization. Why? Because we didn't saw any sort of organization, formed organization developed by the human beings. So that was something which is uncultured, where there was no system, there was no management, no organization. So civilization is something which is the advanced stage of organization, human organizations. Now, most of the civilization have agriculture and system of governance, which is the most important part. So when we saw agriculture and governance or government, we can easily trace out and understand that there is some sort of organization, human organization, or there is a setup, or there is a proper system in the society. So that is what we are considering as a civilization. Now, they speak common sort of common language. They have usually similar or same kind of religion also. So these are some characteristics through which we can understand that yes, the civilization has developed in a certain period of time. Now, when we talk about the past society, we know that earlier people were hunter gatherers. But when we are talking about civilization, so far we have understood that people were hunter gatherers. In the introduction part, we have understood that the people, the early phase of human being means lakhs and lakhs or million years back, the people were hunter gatherer. But how all of a sudden the things got organized, or how people have become civilized? So it is not a process of one day, 1 week, 1 year, or a decade or a century. It's a long process. This process is called the process of evolution. So when in this chapter we will understand from which time we trace the evidences of civilization from the Indian subcontinent. In the context of India, we will understand in the chapter that from which time period we got an evidence of civilization, where we saw the people are doing agriculture, people got settled up, they have a proper system of governance, they are speaking almost common language, they have written evidence. We saw the written evidences. That means the people were they knew how to read and write. So these all things comes under the category of civilized society. So when we talk about the civilization, there are Sumerian is a Mesopotamian civilization, which is considered as the one of the most and oldest civilization of the world. Mesopotamian or Sumerian, Egyptian civilization, there is a Chinese civilization also. And in the context of India, we saw the Harappan civilization, or we also call it as a Indus Valley civilization. And during this time period, in these four civilizations, which developed parallelly altogether, first was Mesopotamia, or we call it as Sumerian also. Then we have Egyptian. Then we have Harappa, or we also call it as Indus Valley civilization, and Chinese. So these are 4 parallel civilizations which occurred almost in the same time during the ancient period. So in these civilizations, we saw through an evidences that people knew how to read and write. There was a proper governance system. There was a proper agricultural setup. There was traces of settled cities or towns. So these all comprise as a civilization. Now, when we talk about the Roman civilization, which is known as one of the most important and largest civilization of the ancient world, that civilization, we are talking about the civilization, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Harappa, and Chinese, which is more older than Roman civilization. And the Roman civilization almost lasted for 1,000 years. So the ancient Egyptian civilization was, we can understand that Egyptian civilization and Mesopotamian civilization, these civilization which occurred almost nearly to the place where we saw Roman civilization after a few years. This, in the same place, these civilization occurred earlier than that. So we saw the coming up of the civilization in the world from around, we can say the dates nearly 3000 BCE. This is a rough estimated date around which means year, not date, rough estimated year from which we can estimate, yes, through this time period, we saw the emergence of different civilization. Now, when we look into the features of a civilization, now there was, first of all, we need to understand that human being earlier was completely hunter-gatherer. They didn't have any proper residential area. They used to move from one place to another place in search of food and water, because they do not have any place to settle up. They don't know what to grow. So that is why they used to hunt animals and gather fruits, because they don't know that what exactly they have to eat and where they have to settle up. But with the time, with the research and with the more broadening up of mind of the human being, he discovered fire, he discovered stone tools, and even we can say he with the passing of the time, there was the advent of agriculture. So the advent of agriculture, which we have already understood in the previous part, which was the introduction, that it happened nearly Neolithic age, that is also known as the revolutionary year, revolutionary age. So advent of agriculture actually changed the complete picture of human life. So agriculture was a main game changer. From hunter-gatherer, people has started settling into the communities. And this happened, why? Because of the coming of agriculture. Because when human being have to produce crop, so he have to settle up somewhere, because he have to sow the seeds. Then those seeds needs to be hard. Once it will get ripe, then it needs to be harvested also. So this all actually resulted not only in the domestication of agriculture or a domestication of plant, but we saw the evidence that human being has first started the domestication of animal also. So domestication of animal and domestication of plant means the crop production. These two things have completely changed the pattern of human life settlement. And from hunter gatherer, human being has started settling up into communities. So with this, of course, human being has already discovered or fire and also invented tools, stone tools. Now we saw that there are different features. Now, what are these features of human of the civilization? That is, society is divided clearly into socio-economic groups. So this is the first feature of civilization, where we can see that society is divided into socio or economic groups. Like today we can see in our country also, in if we will talk about social category, if we will talk about economic category, we can consider classes like upper class, middle class, lower class. In a sense, we can in a economic sense we can talk about these, and in a social sense we can talk about the caste system. So this is how the society got divided with the coming of agriculture, we can say, or when the human being has settled up into a civilization, or when we saw the emergence of civilization. There is clearly demarcation of the society into socio-economic group. Second, we can see in the feature that people reside in towns and cities. Now, when we are talking about civilization, people no more lives in villages. They are settled up in cities or towns. That is the second most important features of civilization. Means these are the condition upon which we can call it as a civilization. Third is, people are specialized in various economic activities like producing, manufacturing, or we can say different art and crafts. So these are different economic activities which are not there in rural areas or in a rural life. So that we can found in city life or towns. Even the banking sector, which is a part of city or town. So these all come under the civilization feature. Then we can see in the civilization, because people have that much of intellect that they know that they have to save, or they have to basically store food for any sort of emergency. So there will be always surplus of food when we are calling any certain human organization as a civilization. In that condition, the human beings are able to understand the system of storage of food. So there will be surplus of food. Then people communicate through language. There should be a proper language. There should be a proper writing system when we are calling any human organization as a civilization. Then there are different trade centers, whether we talk about internal or external, whether we talk about ports, if we are talking about coastal areas. So there should be different trade centers when we are talking about civilization. Then there are various types of arts and crafts which are developed. So different types of arts and crafts which are developed, it is only in the cities or towns, and that is why it comes under the features of civilization, because different art and craft we can only see in the cities or towns. In rural area, it is very difficult to just gather different varieties of art and craft. But in urban or in the town areas, we can see, we saw that different artisans, different craft person come to towns and cities to earn money, and that is why there are varieties. Now, apart from that, there is development of technology, which is very much important for the civilization, or we can say it is foremost important part or the feature of civilization. Technology, if we will talk about the oldest civilization, the Harappan civilization, which we are talking about, or which we are going to talk about in this chapter, during that time also we saw an abundance of examples where human beings actually worked on technology during that time. So without technology, civilization is incomplete. After this, there should be some religious belief. Then only there will be a sense of commonness or unity, or there will be similarity, and that is how we can call it as a civilization in total. Then we have the last feature, which is very important, that in the civilization there should be a proper governance system which maintain the law and order. So without law and order, nothing can regulate in a smooth manner. So for that, proper law and order should be there, and there should be a proper governance system. So these are all important features of civilization. After considering these all points, we can say, yes, this is a civilization. Otherwise, just simply the human being living in a community without having these features, we cannot call it as a civilization. We cannot call tribal people as a civilized people, because they are lacking in all these features. So civilization is something where the human being is living at an advanced level. This is what we are calling as civilization. Now, how the first civilization developed? From hunter-gatherers to settled communities, this I have already explained, that how from the hunter-gatherers, human being started settling up into a communities because of agriculture, the game changer. And there are other factors like, of course, agriculture, because it is the foremost important one. Due to this, other factors also developed. And once we saw that human being has started settling up because of agriculture, then we saw there is some similar pattern of all these four civilizations: Mesopotamia, Egyptian, Harappan, and Chinese. They all got settled up near the river. Now, this is very important, that why they all got settled up near the river source. This is because river means what is coming out of river, what human beings are going to get out of river, it is water. Now, water is very, very important for human life. Water is important for our existence. Water is important for our agriculture also, because without giving water to plants, they cannot grow. So water is important for agriculture also. Water is important for transportation also. So water plays very, very important or vital role in our life and in every aspect. So there are main three features due to which, or there are main three reasons due to which these four earliest civilizations settled up near the water source. First of all, just for the knowledge, I'm going to tell the name of the rivers. Mesopotamia got settled up on Euphrates and Tigris. Egyptian settled up near Nile. And that is why we call today Egypt as a gift of Nile. Harappan civilization or Indus civilization settled up on Indus River, and Chinese civilization on Yellow River. So why these rivers or why this water source is important? First, people get access to drink water, to use it for household purpose. First of all, the foremost important thing. Second, water availability actually helped them for agriculture. So agriculture will be the second part. Third will be that it is very, very important source of transportation. So first for human being itself, second for agriculture, third for transportation. These are three very, very important reasons why human beings choose to settle up near the water source or river. So that is why these four civilizations chose the water source land or area where they got settled up. Now, through these civilization, the world have got legacy. These four civilization has actually given the legacies to the entire world. Now, what are these legacies? There was the basically achievement like wheel, alphabets, mathematics, division of time, and also there are number of things through which the world has actually learned so many lessons. There are beautiful art like Mesopotamian art, Egyptian art. These art actually encouraged, influenced Greeks, and then later on to Romans. So these four civilization has set up an example to the entire world, that during that time also they were so much developed, the people were so much intellectual that they actually developed such a kind of society which we saw today in the modern times. Now, in this chapter specifically, we are going to deal with the Harappan civilization or Indus Valley civilization, which developed around 2500 BCE. 2500 BCE or BC. We call it as Indus Valley civilization as well as Harappan civilization.